I came across a YouTube channel with around 12 playlists collectively containing almost 2,000 videos of seizures. Now, it's not uncommon for people who suffer from seizures or any sort of medical condition to document their lives online. In some cases, this could be beneficial for those who are suffering from these conditions because it allows people with these conditions to expand their knowledge and possibly answer some of their health concerns. However, there are some instances in which oversharing information can become a problem. The channel we'll be looking at specifically is SpeakSoft. Looking through the channel's created playlist, there's a variety of topics from life hacks, dance tutorials, fitness, belly dancing, and so on. The two playlists that caught the attention of those investigating the channel are both titled with sad emojis. The titles themselves aren't the problem, and some may say that the videos aren't an issue either. Both playlists consist of people experiencing seizures, and as mentioned before, some people share their medical conditions and are fine with it, but there is definitely an issue when it comes to how the videos are recorded. To straighten things out, I'm almost certain that this is a form of a fetish, possibly catering towards a disability kink / fetish. Looking at one of the videos titled Jenny Knocked Out, it shows a woman experiencing a seizure wearing only jeans and a bra. When we go to the comment section, there are some people worried about her safety, but a majority of them are calling the woman sexy and wanting more of this type of content. Strange, right? This isn't the only video in the playlist, as other videos are shown with similar thumbnails and circumstances where a woman, or in some cases a child, are experiencing a seizure and being exposed. Now, to be honest, I'm not too educated on the whole aspect of seizures, so I decided to do a bit of research beforehand. Also, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments if I've gotten something wrong. Call out my mistakes if you have knowledge about seizures or have experienced them before. From what I searched up, a seizure can only affect one region of the brain, and is often considered a focal seizure, meaning that some may still be conscious or have a slight change in consciousness. Generalized seizures, on the other hand, appear to involve all areas of the brain. Some examples would be tonic, absence, clonic, atonic, and so on. From the videos I saw, most of them were individuals experience a clonic seizure, which is associated with repetitive jerking muscle movements and commonly affects the neck, the face, and arms on both sides of the body. So with that, does it mean that some of these people are being recorded without their consent when they're completely vulnerable to what's happening? I'm aware that the body offers a ton of warning signs before a seizure can occur, but these are during the prodrome and aura stage. But this doesn't necessarily mean that everyone can get a warning. If someone experiences a seizure without the warnings beforehand, it's not ethical at all to record them since they didn't tell anyone it was fine. Looking at these videos, it usually cuts straight to people experiencing the seizures, and we aren't exposed to what happens before. All I'm hoping for is that these people have given consent, but we can't be too sure. This channel reminds me a ton of Mr. Sleepy People, which was a channel and community that would involve someone recording another person while they were sleeping or passed out drunk, in which the person recording would open their eyes with their fingers while they were still asleep. It's a disturbing rabbit hole to look at, but it's great to be aware that these things happen. When it comes to this possible fetish, it's concerning how people can get away with posting this type of content on YouTube. Let's start off with the question, what is Gandalf.com? This is what Reddit user, Adam Did This Tome, asked when sharing their story on how they discovered the website 9 years ago. They would explain how after stumbling upon the site, it creeped them out a bit, but were eager to learn more. The site itself has very little on it, only a bizarre painting at the end of a stonewood hallway. By clicking anywhere on the page, it zooms into the scene and close to the painting, which then displays a message saying, "Gandalf is busy, please go away." Clicking again brings you the link to the website's email address, which is ourgs@gandalf.com. Adam did manage to send an email, but never got a response. What could this mean, and what is the history behind this website? Using the Wayback Machine, you can see that this website goes all the way back to 1998. Let's see what the website looked like on January 21st, 1998. It was a Midal company offshoot before the domain became available for purchase. The first capture of the site in its current form is from October 8, 2000. So, we were able to find the origin of the website, but what's the purpose of it now? Others have noted the existence of the site and even created a Discord server discussing it, but the server has been discontinued. Supposedly, those in the server have come to the conclusion that the owner of the site never intended it to be an ARG, but instead it's just some psychotic drug addict who thinks he's Jesus. They came to this conclusion after figuring out that if you type the phrase "Gandalf is busy, please go away" on the search bar, it leads to a blog post titled Clint's Blog. Looking through the archived posts, you can see pictures of Clint and stories of his day-to-day life and random rants about various topics. Now, take this with a grain of salt, since this is all pretty much speculation and realistically, there's no real proof that this person was the owner of the website. So, are we left with no answer then? Well, there were two good points that were mentioned in the earlier Reddit post. One user mentioned how since there were no updates for the site, it may have just been a planned project that the creator never got around to. And another user, Meowington Mistress, suggested that many people bought popular domain names in hopes of cashing in by forcing businesses and celebrities to buy the domain instead of suing it. They go on to further explain how they wouldn't be surprised if someone bought this domain in hopes of cashing in on the popularity of the Lord of the Ring movies. Both suggestions are definitely possible, but as of right now, Gandalf.com is still a mystery. Evan, commonly known by his online persona, AkumAPRIME, would post this video to YouTube.
Hey everyone, I was going to say a lot of stuff, but the more I think about it, the less I care, so peace.
From what is shown in the video, Evan was planning on committing. But why? To answer this question, we would have to go to the website that's highlighted in the video, AkumAPRIME.com. Upon entering the site, you'll notice that it's dedicated to a series of blog posts, starting all the way back on March 1st, 2001. This specific post didn't have too much detail about his struggles, and it's one of the more tame posts on the site. As you continue to scroll through the site, you'll see how Evan has posted numerous things about some of his confessions, his overall thought process, and it offers a glimpse into the mindset of a struggling person. Let's look at some of these posts. This is probably the question a lot of people will wonder, ask, and make assumptions about. The primary reason is bipolar disorder. As a psychology major, I recognize this problem in myself. In fact, I self-diagnosed it in my teens before it was properly done by a psychiatrist. My brain feels like it's on fire. I am constantly thinking, have you seen Groundhog's Day? Imagine running similar yet slightly different situational analysis all the time. It hurts, it's emotionally draining, and mentally tiresome, both of which make me weak physically. Okay, so I'm not dead yet. Not really. Obviously, I'm writing this post, but by the time you read this, I will be dead. The goals of these posts are simple. Explain my as best as possible, saying things I've wanted to say, and entertain weirdos that like to read notes. He continued to have these posts for the next 6 months posthumously. Despite these blogs being downhearted, it gets even more saddening, as if you continue to wander around the website, you'll see that Evan's mother made numerous comments on this post. My darling Evan, I've watched you struggle for a long time. Your brilliant mind was awesome, admired by people around the world. I am so grateful for your last 5 years, so exciting, so full, and now finally, that you are now at rest. As mentioned, she would comment a number of things regarding her son under the name Lauren AHB. Just imagine how awful it would feel to see your son's final messages and you having no control of what to happen next. Shortly after, Evan would pass away, leaving everything all behind, even stating the way he would end himself. How? The decision-making process. N2O, nitrous oxide poisoning. Quite effective, very painless, no mess, pretty easy, in which all of these met his requirements of what he wanted to consider before dying. His blog posts have since been discontinued, as his last post was him celebrating his 26th birthday on September 11th, 2007. To this day, Evan's blog site is still up and running. Even on his YouTube video, people are sharing their condolences with him. What I find incredibly disturbing about these types of posthumous blogs are the stories they leave behind. This isn't the first time something like this has happened, and it will definitely not be the last. DeathsInHell.com, a website created by Charles Hiltzheimer. He wanted to create a legacy by using his online persona, Infik bin Laden. Before the creation of the website, he would face constant hallucinations from numerous years of drug abuse and would have a greater understanding of death from the loss of his sister. To make matters even worse, he would suffer from malignant cancer, and in order to gain all the things in life that were meaningful to him, he decided to pour it all out on the DeathsInHell.com website. When entering the website, you'll be greeted with an introduction message for what the site has to offer. To keep it blunt, the entirety of the website deals with the occult, odd symbolism, articles about necrophilia and pictures of dead bodies, and a bio of who he is. In one of the drafts that was written about him, we get a complete rundown of his younger days. It's mentioned that around the age of 19, Charles was involved in psychotherapy. Throughout this time, he was heavily involved with hallucinant drugs and would experience unthinkable situations. This is likely where his downward spiral began and has led him to become the man he was. This would definitely explain the website and everything that's shown onto it. After reading some of the articles and messages he would preach on the site, there's two ways you can look at the site: either weird satanic symbolism and passages, or a man who suffered from a dark past of drug addiction and has created the site to speak out his mind before dying a saddening death. What do you guys think? If you have any obscure topics you want me to cover, you can let me know in these three places. Also, leave any criticism in the comments about the video as it helps me a ton. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great one.